Hi everyone, welcome. Grateful to have you all. Let me just switch off this music. Okay. So grateful to have you all. Let me move my microphone closer. How's everybody doing today? My voice is still kind of in recovery. Got my water. I might have to take a little break in between. Welcome everybody. Nice to see you. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Yay. Hi, Marie. Christine. Hi, Shad. Is that how you say it? Shad? Yes. I feel so much better. The problem is, I talk a lot in general. So, what I have to do, I talk a lot and just so forth and so forth. So, it was tough for my voice to recover. Even now, it's a little raspy still. But yeah. It's funny. Since I was a kid, at the end of the year, I always lose my voice or something close to it. Okay. So somebody did ask. They did ask if, quick question, can we talk about Louis? I would rather we talk about women for Harry's exes because I don't want to out anybody on my channel. So I just want to put it out there. I don't want to out anybody. I know some people get very angry that I won't talk about Matt if he had any same sex relationships, but that's not up to me to divulge. I really don't want to be the channel where I'm divulging things like that. It's just not up to me. I haven't seen any of that energy, and if he wants to do it, if he wants to come out and do it, then I'll talk about it. I'll pull it if that's the case. But from what I picked up on, I don't pick it up, and I'm not interested in outing anybody. Okie dokie, so how's everybody doing today? So grateful to have you all. Please like the video so that shares. I'm so excited to be doing this part 2. Part 1 was so much fun. If you guys came last week, I had a work thing to do yesterday, so I couldn't do my live yesterday, but I'm making up for it today. Okie dokie. So we're gonna start with Nadine Leopold. And when I was pulling up a lot about these exes, it looks like he likes a lot of Australian women, which I find very interesting. A lot of them Australian. So, who wants to ask any questions? How was everybody's weekend? Well, it's almost the weekend again. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Thank you so much, Chia, for becoming a member. So grateful. And no liar. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Nadine Leopold. I pulled up some info. I couldn't find her full astro chart. A lot of his exes aren't really that well known, which I also found very interesting. She's a Capricorn. Her sun is in Capricorn, and already, I personally don't think Sun in Capricorns and Sun in Aquarius are a good match, because I feel as though Sun in Capricorn, they kind of like to control their partners. I might be wrong about this. Please, I'm open to hearing new things, but I find a lot of the time Capricorns will be like, oh, it's like this, like do things like this, do things like that. They can be very controlling, but Aquarius, we love our freedom. We don't like to be told what to do. So already from that, I can sense that something, I don't think it was a very positive relationship. Okay, so let's pull the energy. I'm going to pull what I see. Specifically with Aquarius, is that your question? Please clarify. Or let's see. Nadine Leopold. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Please like the video so the algorithm shares it. I did start a bit later. I'm sorry. I was recording some videos. Sure. On my monitor, I get comments first. Sure. Okay. So, honestly, I have never dated a Taurus. Oh, my bad. I've never dated a Taurus. I've dated Virgos, and I had one long-term relationship with a Capricorn. The long-term relationship with a Capricorn did not work out. It was not. It was actually the most toxic relationship I've ever had. But Virgos, it's gone very well. My best friend is a Virgo. My dad is a Virgo. I find myself surrounded by a lot of Virgos. I do very well with Virgo energy. My really good friend is a Virgo. She's so sweet. I think what makes it different with Virgo is that there is this, they can accept us for who we are. Aquarius, we need that. We need people to accept us for who we are. Otherwise, we're not going to waste our time and our energy. But I feel like Taurus, because it's got such fixed energy on, especially needing to be right. There was actually a time when it's not like that anymore. I get along very well now with Taurus. But I think Taurus, they want to be right so much. And sometimes Aquarius, they can be like that too. That it ends up just like, we end up butting heads. Same thing with Leos. But sometimes I think if we both want to be right, we end up butting heads. So I wouldn't say it's an ideal match, but Virgos, I think, are great with Aquarius. Because we're also very intellectual beings. I'm not saying Taurus aren't, but we like to have debate. We like to talk about things. And I feel like with Taurus are like, this is just the way it is. That's it. You know? And it's like, I love to talk about it. You know, your opinion is your opinion. My opinion is my opinion. Not one person is right or wrong. Some circumstances, it's about right or wrong. But a lot of dialogue is nuance, you know. With I feel like with a lot of Taurus, there's no nuance. But that's just my opinion. Okay, so Capricorn, Sun in Capricorn, her name is Nadine Leopold. Please write in the comment section if you, or in the chat, if you're very welcome, dear. You're very welcome. If you have at all, if you know Nadine Leopold, if you remember this era, okay. Wow, very interesting. So let me just read this comment first before I tell you. I have a hard time getting on anyone on Aries marriage. I'm sorry. Aries can be tricky. Why do you think that they didn't last? I feel like, okay, I'm gonna be very real with you. I used to have a lot of difficulty with Sun and Aries. In fact, I've had difficulty Aries, Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius. Those four. The main reason why those four. And Capricorns, I like Capricorns. It's just not with relationships. But the main reason why I still have a lot of difficulty with those four is because I feel like, and Aquarius, we're not angels either, you know? There are things we can improve on too. I'm still improving on. But I think with Aries are just like, we're right. That's it, you know? And I feel like sometimes Aries will like come after you and you're like, wait, what just happened, you know? So I think temper, especially because I dated this Aries, he used to get very upset. I wasn't an angel either, okay? I had things I had to work on too. But he used to get very upset, and it would really frustrate me because I'd be like, why did you get so upset? Like, where'd this come from, you know? So I just want to hear your side of what happened because I'm interested because it could be different scenario, you know? Okay, so the energy behind Nadine and Harry. So 9 of Cups to Fool and 8 of Cups. I feel like it was like a 3 month. I get like a 3 month short relationship. Let me put my monitor a little farther down so you guys can see. Short relationship, and I'm actually gonna take this off a bit. It was a short relationship, and it was almost like the beginning of his solo career type. I get that he wanted to branch off and do other things. This is what I've picked up in general about Harry, is that he is so focused, and this is what a lot of exes I've had tell me too about being Sun and Aquarius, that oh, you're always working. Oh, you're always doing that. So he was always working. In fact, I have a video coming up very soon I just recorded about Olivia and how she feels about the breakup and what's going to come of this, what she's going to say about him. It's very similar to what I pick up on here. Seven of Wands and the Hermit. So I feel like they kept it very private. A lot of privacy, a lot of secrecy. Um, Especially with Seven of Wands, it was like every time they wanted to do something, he had something else to do, which is not. I said this last week too about a relationship he was in, which is very, very interesting. So, please, I'd love to hear what you have to say about Nadine. I know she wasn't really that interesting. Well, not interesting, but like one of the major exes. Next week, we're gonna get to a lot of the exes that like intermingle and so forth and so forth. So please make sure you watch next week Wednesday. I'm pretty sure that I won't be working, but if I am, I get sometimes last minute stuff I have to do. But if I'm not working, then Thursday, we'll do it on Wednesday. If I am working, we'll do it on Thursday instead. So, second ex is Sarah Sampaio, who's a Cancer, Sun in Cancer. Let's see her energy, clear the energy. Harry has a similar pattern. Let me just pull it up here. Ugh. Sorry. Harry has a similar pattern that he doesn't. I've seen that. I see it very strongly. So Sarah. Sun and Cancer. So. Cancer and Aquarius is not a good match. Sorry. Not a good match. There's a very particular kind of person I can really understand an Aquarius and love an Aquarius. And I think it's Gemini, Sagittarius, and Leo. Actually, that's my opinion. And they say Libra, but I haven't had good experience with Libras, honestly. I'm sorry. If you're a Libra, just haven't. Okay, Sun and Cancer. Sarah Sampaio. Okay. So it seems like the Knight of Swords. Let me read this first. I would get anxiety and give up. Oh, wow. Okay. But what would give you anxiety exactly? Because I hear a lot of Aries say they get anxiety. Excuse me. The pattern of being closed off but still being, yes, I can relate. Oh my gosh. That's why people say Aquarius were very icy people. But that's not the case. And I feel like that's why I connect to Harry so much because I see a lot of similarities in his relationships to relationships I've had. He's just not that into them. And I think he thinks that if he wants to, it's almost like a savior complex that I used to suffer from, you know? And we get into relationships feeling like 50-50. And then when we're in it, we're like, okay, I don't want to be in this anymore. But then it's hard to leave because we're like, okay, this person can do this for me. This person can do that for me. Or I can do this for this person. Or, you know? And then we start to become fond of the person. But the foundation is not there. I don't know if that makes any sense. So Knight of Swords in reverse, Four of Swords, and Page of Cups. So it seems like with this Sarah girl, the Cancer, very similar energy to what I was talking about, is that he was very isolated. See that? She's isolated. And Page of Cups, he wanted to really be there for her. I think she might have gone through something in her family. Something happened in her family. She wanted to be there for him. I mean, he wanted to be there for her. And same thing, like I said before, it was more like a charity. And they used to have good times. They had good times together. They used to have fun. But it was more like he liked the idea of being with her than actually being with her. that makes any sense. So let's go back to, is Jihad? I don't know how to say this name, but I get anxiety. I hate drama. I read that. They demand. I don't like being told when to do something. I get that. That's very valid. But I feel like Aries, and I'm Aquarius too, we can also be quite stubborn. Sometimes Aries can be stubborn, you know, in the energy. Do you think you're stubborn? I'd love to hear that. So does anybody else have anything to say about Sarah and Harry? Let's see. I think he also likes saving people. Yes, I can relate. The savior complex. Of course, it totally makes sense. I trust me. I can relate. I also had my savior complex issues. Now I don't. I went to therapy. I've healed from them, and I also have to remind myself it's not up to me to save people. But the thing about Aquarius, because we're so humanitarian, we want to save everything. Everything we want to do, it should have a purpose for us, you know? Like for me, for exercise, I needed to have like a spiritual meaning. I can't just get on a bike for 30 minutes and do nothing. I mean, and like spin and hear nothing. Or unless it's music. Music also gives me that vibe. But that's why I love like Soul Cycle and yoga, because it gives meaning. We need to do things. We need to be a part of things that have meaning, because we're the humanitarian of the sign of the signs. Would he be okay? So this is the thing. I think the dynamics between a female Leo and a male Aquarius can be very tricky, and here's why. I've dated mostly Aquarius. Most of the guys I date have been Aquarius. And they don't do well. They don't do well with people telling them what to do. But Leo, female specifically, can be very bossy. And Aquarius women, they're very kind. Leos are very kind, but I feel like from what I've seen between Leo energy manifesting in masculine energy versus manifesting in feminine energy, feminine Leo energy can be very bossy. And Aquarius, we don't like to be bossed around. If you want a way to lose us, boss us around and we'll be gone. Or we'll fight you. But we're not going to listen to you. I think fire element and well bouncer out. That's interesting, you know. I I don't necessarily agree with that. I think all my favorite exes, they've all been fire signs actually. Um, but maybe that's because I have a lot of earth in my chart too. But you know, it's very interesting. A lot of my Leo family, friends, we get along well because we're opposite but very similar. Like one of my really good friends, the Leo, we get along well because we give each other freedom, but we also add something to the other person. Like he'll say something and I'm like, you know, I never thought to do it like that. It makes so much sense to me, you know? So yeah, if we can learn from each other in general, but specifically with opposite signs, if you can learn from the other person and not see it as like a battle of power, it can be a foundation for a great friendship, a great relationship, and for things to really, really thrive. Yeah, that's what I see. Uh, oh, you said I'm very stubborn. See, I can. When you told me that story about the thing, I hope your son's okay, by the way. Um, but yeah, I can already tell when somebody's stubborn, specifically Aries. So I've known a few stubborn Aries. But yeah, what I usually recommend to a lot of stubborn Aries that are stubborn, try when somebody else is speaking to breathe. You know, there's like the count breathing. We breathe 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't always have to be okay. So I used to have this roommate who was an Aries. It's so funny. I was thinking about her recently, and I don't know why. But she always had to have the last word. And it really taught me that I don't have to have the last word, because I used to be like that. I used to need to have the last word. And I feel like she came into my life at the perfect time, because I would literally say something, she would always have a response to it. And when I said to her, I was like, you don't always have to have a response to what I'm saying, you know? And she was like, yeah, but I just have to get things off my chest. And sometimes it's healthy to get things off your chest, yes. But not everybody has to hear every single thing you have to say, you know? If that makes any sense. Welcome to everybody who's joining the chat. Welcome, welcome. Please like the video. So now we're going to move on to the last ex, who's Georgia Fowler. And she, what is she? Oh my god. Oh, she's Gemini. Okay. So this, I think, is a great match for Aquarius. In general, you know, there are exceptions to the rule. But all Geminis I've dated, things have gone very well. Just didn't, honestly, two of the situations, it was my fault. And I took accountability. But as a whole, I feel like Geminis really understand. Geminis and Aquarius, we get each other so much because we're very misunderstood. People want to label us as something. Really, we're not that. They give us freedom. We can talk to one another. We can have conversations. The number one thing that's going to attract an Aquarius to you is if you can have a conversation with them and they don't feel judged. They don't feel like you're being condescending to them. And they don't feel like you're trying to push their agenda onto them, if that makes sense. And that is usually how Aquarius are with Geminis. So Georgia Fowler is the next one. I'm going to pull the energy. Okay, so I feel like he might have seen her somewhere. She's also Australian, which I think is very interesting. He might have seen her, Page of Wands, the Tower. He might have seen her somewhere, and things kind of kicked off very quickly. They got along very well, kicked off very quickly. I see them talking a lot, which makes sense because I think when Geminis and Aquarius get together, we talk a lot. That's why I have such a love for Geminis. Even if we don't get along, it's similar to Leo in that sense. Five Swords, the Death card. Yeah, and then it was over. Again with the isolation, he isolated himself, and I'm telling you, I can relate. When we start to isolate ourselves, when an Aquarius still cares about you, they'll still talk to you, they'll still be in your life. But when they've isolated themselves, it's over. It's over. King of Cups, he I think he thought that he couldn't be there for her as much as she wanted him to. Yeah. And I'd love to hear what you guys have to say too about it. Yeah, he was like, I can't be there for her. And I think it involved a lot of travel. I get lots of travel. Is she a model? Seven of Cups, the Hierophant, Ace of Wands. Yeah, so he felt like he couldn't provide her with the stability that she wanted. In an ideal world, Seven of Cups is about dreaming. In an ideal world, they would be together, or he would have tried to be with her. But it didn't work out because Ten of Wands, Four of Swords, he just wasn't present. He wasn't able to give her the relationship that she wanted. That makes sense. So yeah, those are the three that I have today. Does anybody have anything that they want to say? I'd love to hear your input. I also rewatched pardon me. I also look at the comments from all those people who rewatched it and so forth. And thank you for all those who do rewatch the videos, watch the lives, excuse me. I am going to start editing some videos that I've done that's coming up very soon about Harry. I mean, not about Harry, excuse me, about Olivia. I will be keeping you guys updated about Harry. He's been very quiet, like I said. A lot of what I predicted came true. I said he's going to be quiet. I said he's going to be quiet. I said he's had brown skin. I'm trying to figure out. She says, Scooby Doo, excuse me. I don't know if it's a feminine or masculine, but I'm trying to figure out which girlfriend had brown skin and lemon over ice. Interesting. Where'd you get that from, Scooby Doo? Also, I'm going to do a breakdown. Once I'm done with the girlfriend lives, I'm going to do a breakdown of his lyrics, Harry's lyrics. And I did this before with As It Was, and it turns out I was pretty accurate about the energy that I picked up on. I said that he felt distant to Olivia. Interesting. His song Adore You. Okay, we can do a breakdown. Moving after this next live next week, I'm gonna do a breakdown. This is so fun, and thank you so much, everybody. It's so much fun to do this, of his different songs and the energy behind the songs. Yeah, of like lyric breakdowns, and we'll do like word for word. I just have to reach out to lyric breakdowns. I just have to reach out to StreamYard because I can't share my screen for some reason. And it's pretty annoying. But I'll do that today actually. I've just been very, very busy. But we'll do lyric breakdowns and we'll have commentary. But guys, I'm just gonna ask you, if I do these, I love doing them, but it's quite a bit of my time. Please share with people that you feel like might like it. Please like the video. If you have like social media, please share it on social media. I just had a fan page of Camille Rowe share something. I'm so grateful. I had a fan page of Louis Tomlinson share something. So it definitely helps the channel grow. I did see some growth after that. So please, if you like these, the song I found interesting is We're going to do all of that. I really want to give it a lot of attention, a lot of time. And we'll start with this last one. We'll do that part 1. Then part 2, we'll do the second album he came out with. Yeah, so does anybody want to add anything else before I end this live? Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. If you're going to rewatch, if you're watching replay, it's just for all those who are going to rewatch it. Please, I would love your input. I'd love to hear what you'd like to see more of. I'd also love to hear what you have to say about the energy of why it's a continual. It seems like it's a continual cycle, and trust me, as an Aquarius, I can relate. Sun in Aquarius, I definitely feel like I can be very distant in relationships, but the distance usually means we're about to break up with you or ghost you. I haven't ghosted anybody in a while. I had to work on that because I used to ghost people a lot and had to be like, okay, I need to take accountability for my behavior and actually like let the person know. Awesome idea. As it was, as the music doesn't show, it's a very sad song. I actually did, Marie. I did do a breakdown of As It Was, and I said I think it's about Olivia, but he's saying it's about somebody else because he can't fully express himself in the relationship. I did do that. Go back and watch it, please, because very interesting. And we're gonna do the lyric breakdown. I'm gonna redo it, and we'll do the lyric breakdown. Okay. So I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me that you joined. Those of you that can join, please try next week. It's all good if you can't. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, like I said, I'm not gonna get into the suspicious activities that they say happen with One Direction, because I don't like to out people on this channel. Somebody wants to come out, it's up to them to do that. It's not up to me. I'm not going to do that. Oh, sending you so much love too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful for you guys, and I love you all. We will talk very soon. Stay tuned for my next video coming out tomorrow. Take care.